a terrible year. I have to admit, it looks a little bit bleak from the numbers that they're reporting, and they've lost subscribers, profit, across the board. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good at all, and I think that a lot of people are probably going to be surprised by this. To be honest with you, though, I'm not exactly surprised because, this was to be expected. You raise prices on everything across the board, you're going to see some backlash for that. Also, despite the fact that a lot of people claim that it's been a huge year for Sony, first party wise, realistically, they've only released 2 new first-party games, and the last one was in March. So, that's a while ago. And now it's a racing game, which tend to be niche as it is. So, yeah, very interesting to say. And I want to get into this because, yeah, this is sort of the downfall that I've been saying. Everybody's hyping up Sony and thinking that they're doing this, that, and the other thing. And realistically, it's not that way. Like, we're seeing their PC games flop. We're seeing them put a focus on games as a service when clearly people just want to play PlayStation, the third-party multi-plat stuff. They like the Call of Duties and, all that kind of stuff, the Fortnites. But they want to play a PlayStation for the single-player stuff, and it looks like Sony may be getting away from that a little bit. So PlayStation Plus has lost over 2 million subscribers since the revamp. And there's even more bad news that we're going to get into. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. Listen, I'm looking to get 100 likes on each of these. So if you could help out with that, that would be tremendous. And, I would just love that. So thank you guys for rocking out with me. This is pretty interesting stuff. It looks like PlayStation Plus subscribers have dropped over 2 million users since the revamped service launched in June. According to Sony's latest subscriber estimates, which were published in part of its financial quarterly results, the first full quarter since it launched the revamped PlayStation Plus. Despite the revamp, PlayStation Plus subs declined for the third quarter in a row. The total numbers of subscribers stood at 45.4 million for the 3 months ending September, down from 47.3 million in the previous quarter. PlayStation Network monthly active users were also down during the 3-month period at 102 million, a decline from 104 a year earlier, and 2 years before that they were at almost 120 million. This appears to be Sony's lowest monthly active user figure since it began reporting the data in early 2020. Now, however, there are some declines in that and network services revenue, which encompasses the advertising and PS Plus. Again, so it's very interesting. So it's very interesting because Sony's gaming division is making more money per subscriber than it was before, potentially reflecting the uptake of the more expensive subscription tiers on PlayStation Plus. Asked about the decline in an earning call on Tuesday, Sony CFO Hiroki Totoki blamed declining third-party games and PlayStation 4 sales and more people going outdoors. The executive said he expects subscriber numbers to recover during the company's next quarter, partly due to the impact of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and God of War Ragnarok. He said there have been a declining number of members of PlayStation Plus. However, in the second quarter, we renew our services and there hasn't been a great momentum as a whole. Also, we don't make aggressive promotions during the second quarter. Therefore, in the future, we are going to have more penetration on PS5 and we are going to have very good titles. In addition, we are able to market, make better promotions, and we think we're going to be able to recover. He added in a reply to another investor about the PlayStation Plus figures, more people are now going outdoors, and we have yet to get out of the negative cycles. PS4 and third-party software sales have also been sluggish, and sales of catalog titles have been declining. Against that, PS5 engagement is quite high, so in quarter 3 we expect some recovery. We have strong titles from first-party, and we have some seasonal effects, so in quarter 3 we can see some recovery down the road, and that's our expectation. And they updated as well, published an additional statement on the decline, saying that it was influenced by a greater decline in user engagement among PS4 users than expected, and the number of PlayStation Plus subscribers accounts at the end of September decreased 4% from the end of June to 45.4 million accounts. We see that this decrease results in greater decline in user engagement among PlayStation users. On the other hand, the ratio of PlayStation Plus subscribers among PS5 users maintains at a level significantly higher than that of PS4. We are putting even more effort into acceleration the penetration of PS5 hardware to recover this. On the subject of third-party releases, Sony referenced Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and said it was having a good release. Therefore, for the third quarter, we do have high expectations. And last week, Sony claimed that Modern Warfare 2 was the biggest PlayStation Store launch ever for a Call of Duty game, including pre-orders and day one sales. So yeah, again, it's a bit of a mixed bag for Sony, but overall, it's funny because they have clearly a bit of these things, kind of some things dropping and some things doing well, and things are going to continue to do that way, right? They're losing, and listen, I'm not going to just totally bash on them, but I do think that them raising prices probably didn't help, and, the availability of Xbox and things like that is definitely helping Microsoft along the lines. So, we continue to see them do some amazing things. And, I think obviously Call of Duty will help, God of War Ragnarok will help. But again, these are the things that I said months ago. Like, people wanted to pretend that Sony had this amazing lineup or this amazing year, and it really wasn't all that good. I mean, God of War hopefully is going to be fantastic. The last one was. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where we're kind of looking at things and going, well, you know what? Things aren't exactly as good as they could be, and and it's funny to see people kind of damage control this. They had almost 120 million monthly active users a couple years ago when they started reporting the number, and now it's down the lowest that they've ever had. So yeah, things are definitely changing, and maybe not necessarily for the good. So again. People could be going to Xbox, people could be going elsewhere, but they are admitting that there's a downtrend here, and I think that that's probably the biggest takeaway, because I saw a lot of people trying to claim that, a lot of excuses, right? And like, here's Sony themselves admitting that there is a downturn and things like that, and that they've lost some momentum, and I think that that's something that people really need to kind of understand. It's not exactly something that that really needs a bunch of excuses. I mean, we're fans. It's up to them to provide the content and the services that people want, and if they're not, then people can go elsewhere. So I do think that obviously some people are probably going to go somewhere else for some of these things, and I think that we're going to continue to see some things do okay for them, but I still think that we're going to start to see some nice things going Microsoft's way, in my opinion anyway. So I guess we'll see what happens in the future, but yeah, like, to me, this was just one of those things where I'm just kind of looking at this and going, I find it to be a little bit odd that Sony is kind of doing things this way. So I guess we'll see what happens. Love hearing all the good news and stuff like that from both sides, though. It's not terrible, but it is interesting to talk about. And we could be seeing people picking up more of Xboxes along the way. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.